Hey peeps, how are y'all? It is that time of year, Christmas, and I made these trees and I want to share with you. I have a green Christmas tree and I have a pretty pink princess tree that I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made them. So stay tuned and look forward and see how I edited mine. And I would like to see your alls. If you make a Christmas tree, drop a comment and show me what you did. Let's get started. So for the base, I started with a log table and I put some torches down. I like to use the torches for decoration because they don't have a feature where you have to use an on and off button, so it doesn't get in the way as far as that goes. And then I started with the trees. Now, I did see many different ways to decorate and make these Christmas trees in the game, and I wanted to kind of be unique and do it a totally different way and still use some of the things. Obviously, everybody's working with the same inventory, so some of the items are going to be used throughout. I got the green tree that is curved, and I started on the floor so that the torches are going to be at the base of the tree, not on the stump. And I'm just checking to make sure that it's in the right spot. Now, with this log table on the end, I end up changing it anyway, so at this moment, it doesn't really matter, but you can use that if you like it. I do still like the idea of using that. It actually looks pretty good and easier than what I did, but I like to be complicated sometimes. Now, you do see some balloons there because I wanted to see if I could use those as ornaments, and just ignore them because I end up taking those out. Now, I get more curved trees. I use the large curved trees, and I'm just going to speed this up so it just doesn't take too much of your time today. I am going to place them all facing towards the center so that they go into a point at the top. And naturally, you can use whatever color you would like. Whatever green you want, pink, purple, black. It just depends on what Christmas tree color you like. I had a purple tree before, a real live purple Christmas tree, and it was adorable. And I had white ornaments. I just really loved it. So this is showing where I tried the balloons and it didn't work and I deleted them. But maybe if your tree's a little bit bigger, you can still try to implement that. You get the idea of where I was going from with it, but I just realized after backing up and taking the different views that it wasn't going to work out for me. I still had hope, even though from this standpoint I can see that it's not going to work. Anyways, okay, after you get your 4 trees lined up and centered, you're going to take a barrier and put it down at the a little bit down into the middle of the trees, and you're going to get the tree that is straight up and put it in the center. I'm sorry, I'm not using the proper names. And then I'm going to take some of the decorative pots and place them here in the middle to fill in the space in between the bottom trees and the top tree. So I think I used about 4 of the decorative pots to fill that in. Maybe a little bit more. It just depends. Whenever you see the holes, you just cover them and continue. So how many ever it takes is what you use. And they are $10 a pop, so it's not that cheap, but I was originally going to use one of those tables that's about the same size, but I realized that those are, I think, around 22 AMC. So it's worth it if you have enough money to just go for it. You can use anything to fill in the space and change the color. I like this one on the end because once you start getting the trees worked around and the ornaments and everything in, it just gives the feel of leaves and trees and all that stuff to make it look like a Christmas tree has come together. So now I am just taking the barrier, moving it up, and putting some more pots into this next section towards the top. So just depending on how big of a tree you want to make, I think I actually use about 2 or 3 up here also. Whenever I first started to put them in, I thought it was going to take a lot less, and then I realized the tree was a lot bigger than I anticipated. So, you can also play with the colors of greens and use different color greens to make it two-tone, because as you know, no tree is exactly all the same color. I did use all the same color on this one just because that's what I was feeling at the moment. But you can even see, like, from this viewpoint, maybe it looks like a mess to you, but to me it looks really good, like it's coming together. And I had tried many different ways before this tree, so trust me, this was the best way for me as far as trying to make it differently and be unique. And you can see I'm deleting from up top. That was one of the trees I had originally started from, and yes, it was gigantic, and it kind of fell apart on me, unfortunately. So that's why I'm anxious to see what you guys can bring to the table also, because it's so fun to see other people's artistic abilities. I just enjoy it. So now I am going to get some torches and put it here on the second level of the tree. Now for me, no ornaments, no tree has everything perfectly spaced in my house because it's just a different, huge, wide array of ornaments and different colors and everybody adding to the tree, and so nothing is spaced perfectly. And that's kind of the idea of what I was going for here. I didn't want it to be like, oh, 3 on the bottom, 2 in the middle, 1 on the top, because I really wanted it to just look like a tree, like when you walk in someone's house and you see it. So here's the torches on this level. I think that looks cool. Now this isn't exactly how the tree, the green part of the tree is going to stay, because I do end up adding more trees and more pots on the end, and you will see what I'm talking about after it gets a little bit later into the video. So right now what we're doing is just adding the torches still here. So it looks like I did 4 on this part. And then the apples. Apples are a pretty perfect ornament for the tree because they're pretty shiny, bright red, and it's the perfect size, and I think it just adds that punch of color that you need, obviously with the red and the green, so it looks really good. You can throw those all over the tree if you want to. So then I'll just move the barrier up a little bit, and then I put some more torches here going around. You can use as many as you want. You don't have to use torches. You can use different lights. I really like these because they are lit up, and they, as I said, it doesn't have that button that gets in the way whenever you are trying to decorate, saying on and off. Anyways, the people that come in my house probably wouldn't see that task, but for me personally, it's an eyesore. So I like to try to use what I can that doesn't say that. Okay, so typically you don't put the star or the topper on until the end, but I just need to see where I'm going to space it so I know where the rest of my ornaments are going to go. So it's important that I go ahead and do that. So you just take the barrier, put it up in the middle, place the star at the top, wherever you want it to be, and ta-da! Now I'm going to go ahead and move the barrier back down. and put some more apples where I see some holes. You can see right there's a hole. And when you pull your barrier forward, it even opens the hole up even more so you can see where it is even more. And so that really helps. It's not even that big of a hole when the barrier's not there. But it helps guide you into the right direction of where you want to place the apple. And I'm stuck, of course. Okay. And another one on this side. And so you just go around and you place them where you feel necessary. As I said, I know it looks lumpy there, so now I'm going to go ahead and fill in the bottom area and start filling it out. I use a decorative pot in this section. Get it in the good spot where it should be. I always walk away just to see how it's going to look from a distance and kind of understand where I need it to be. I got that one in place. We're going to put one on the other side. Okay, now on the base of the Christmas tree, I decided to go with these modern coffee tables. When you first buy them, it's that beautiful Tiffany blue color, and then I'm just going to change it to a lighter wood color and put them all around the base of the tree. Okay, as I was putting the tables there, I saw a hole, so I decided to grab a barrier and get one of these modern table lamps and put it down inside there so that we can get that covered up. Of course, I reached my 2,000 limit, so I went and deleted some stuff, came back so that I can continue with my tree. I'm not sure why they have a limit on that. So now I'm just going around, now that I have the main part of my tree here, and filling in any spaces that I see. I accidentally moved that pot. I think I'm going to have to get that switched back. But I'm just filling in the holes, putting in the spaces, and getting all of that touched up. Gonna move this pot in a little bit and add another one down here on the bottom. Add another one in the back. It's filling out now, y'all. So it's starting to fill in very nicely. And it just seems like now when I buy the pot, it's like it's the perfect spot for it, like it was meant to go there. Okay, I'm putting another light up here on the top. I think that looks so cute there. I just love it. I love the little white circle lights. A fan of Schoolboy came and said, hey, let's go play. So I went to play with him for a little bit, and then I came back to finish. And every time I walk in the house, I see a spot. So I decided to put another curved tree down on the left side and another one here on the right. My vision changes after I go away for a bit and come back, so I'm always down to go play for a little bit and come back so that I can see exactly what I need to do to put it all together. And I just love the way that it's looking. Whenever you have the trees and then you're putting them on top of the pots, it's filling in all the spaces and it just looks like a beautiful full Christmas tree. And guys, I just bought my Christmas tree today. It's absolutely real and beautiful. And I used to always and still do love to find the most lopsided, ugliest Christmas tree that there is and buy that one because I love to give it love and make it beautiful. It's just so fun for me. So that's kind of what I'm doing here also. I'm putting another light here on this side where you see the hole. It's funny when you pull the berry up, it's like, put something here. It's telling me exactly what to do now. After filling in the spots with the apples and lights, I saw a big space over here on this side after I put the tree, and I put a microphone there, guys, because I went in and just started looking at what I could add, and these little microphone tips on the top look like little ball ornaments, and they're so adorable. So I'm not saying that it's the cheapest ornament to use, but I wanted to put those in there, and so I decided that that's what I was going to do, and I think it looks so cool. I am digging it. That is not it. You guys have no idea. I am not even done yet. I am going through and choosing all kinds of things that I can add to this tree, and I think that it's going to be stunning. Okay, I have all my microphones in place. Now let's go to the flowers. Yes, I decided to put flowers down here because they're big and they're yellow, and then there's red ones, and then I can put them where there's enough space to add them. So that's what I did. There's a yellow one, there's a red one. I have them here where the space needs it. Just moving them around, fitting them in. They keep wanting to go to the same, they're gravitating to the same area as other things are, so I have to move it around, and that is mustard. I'm not gonna leave it sticking out so far, but look, it looks like one of those little Christmas bulbs. So yes, and it's glowing. That's why whenever I pulled it out and I saw that it was glowing by the lights, I decided that was a good idea. Now I'm putting another light over here just to make it shine even more. Another mustard over here. I mean, who puts mustard on their Christmas tree? I'm telling you what, we gotta get creative over here, guys. And they do, they look like those old school Christmas bulbs. I love it. I love the way that it looks. I'm not even joking, so of course I got the ketchup. I have a mustard and ketchup trio. The red one is giving me a little bit of grief, so I had to find the perfect spot to put it in. I did. Okay, so now I decided that over here I got the barrier, and at the top I wanted to put a star facing the other way so that you could see it from all angles. So I just have one facing out and then the other one facing forward. And I wanted to climb on the tree like I was putting the star there because it's just very fitting. I love it. I love my tree. I turned one of those disco lights off. It's kind of sticking out on the side, but who knows? Maybe I'll change that later. It's just the way that it looks so cool that I love it. Now, we're moving on to the pink princess tree. So I got the fairy tree, the one that's like the two-tone, diagonal. And we're just going to go with the same concept. They're all going to be facing in. So we have two like their little love birds kissing. And then we get the other one for the other side. And then one for the other side. So you got the base, you got the 4 trees. And I'm not going to go bigger with this. This is the size that I want for this space. So I'm just going to use those 4. Make sure that it's looking how I want it to look. Grab my barrier here. Face it all the way to the back, just at the tip, so that we can put the star on top and make it pink, of course. So when I did the barrier, I saw there was a hole, and I decided to put a tree in the middle also. So that's what I did. For the base, I used the chair tree stump because it's the perfect size for this one. And it just pulls the sides all together and just makes it look like one full piece. And now for the decoration on this tree, I am using the small candles. The candles have a little twinkle to them. So when you put them inside the tree that is already lit up in two-tone, it gives it that flickering light effect, and it looks really good with this tree. If I would have tried the candles on the other tree, I probably would have put a bunch of those in there as opposed to maybe some of the ornaments, but I think it's good that I have it different for the two different trees. So now I'm just going to go through and add them at different angles so that you can see it from all sides. And I just use the small ones for all the levels of the tree. You can see here that I decided to get another diagonal tree, curved tree, and put down in the middle so that it doesn't look like there's any open space. And then just move some of the candles around so that we can get the perfect little twinkle going on. And I think that about sums it up for this tree. That's everything that I'm going to put on it. I'm not going to go too crazy. I think that it looks classy whenever it's just the candles and then the pink tree and the pink star, and it's a tiny tree. So that is it for the princess tree. A princess doesn't need too much to be beautiful. Okay, as you can see from this point, I did fill in the candles on all sides, top, bottom, center sides. I don't even know how many I used. From this vantage point, I can see that there's at least like 10, maybe more, maybe less, but that is my princess tree. So, like I said, if you guys do make a Christmas tree and you want to share it with me, just leave a comment and hopefully we can join the game together so I can come and check it out. I would love to see it. I can't wait to see it. We have ventured out into the island and we have a preview of what pets are to come. That looks like a turtle dove, folks. I definitely think that that's what that is, so we have to look forward to that. And then when we go over here on the other side, I am pretty sure that that's a Christmas goose. That's a picture of a goose. That is a Christmas goose. I feel almost positive about it. So we have been told that they are adding a Christmas tree. Adopt Me is going to be adding this beautiful Christmas tree into the furniture, probably on the next update. That concludes our Christmas tree video. Thanks guys, ciao!